Oh boy, true believers. So we're finishing up the ballroom episode, which is episode 3, although we've already done episode 4. Got some deliveries for the future. That's going to be Pyratella. That's the R2-D2 girl who's Princess Destari. That's the Hard Rock Ken. He's just an amazing doll. Look at that. Morticia and Gomez, old school. Mysterious Fisherman. That's an OOAK, which is really well done. I have to say that the Chewbacca Barbie is really, really good. Very rare, very hard to get, beautifully made. Gee whiz, they made some real effort with that series. They really did. And yeah, so we're gearing up for the next few episodes after the ballroom. Parrot Fashion, which just features the crew on the Golden Barge, but then the Great Ship Race, Fear from the Deep, and another, not really like the ballroom, but it will have a little bit of the same kind of element, Glamazonia, who run glamazon.net, which is the equivalent of amazon.com in the Saturdayness world. And we're working on some of the ones further in the future, like the Genie. We've got a lot of amazing stuff, a lot of stories to tell in Saturdayness. And yeah, I mean, the animation, somebody's called the animation low budget. It is, I suppose, I know what they mean. It's actually not particularly low budget, but I know what they mean. It's not very polished, not very sophisticated. It's like the first 5 or 6 seasons of South Park. Well, such is life. It's more important to tell the story and have a good story, get good acting, as good as we can make it, rather than, you know, I'd rather spend $500,000 on the dolls and the vintage toys, which we have, rather than $500,000 on animating software, which with a small team, which is what we've got across 3 countries, that small team is really just never ever going to provide the quote unquote big budget type animation, nor should we. There's such a thing as being too slick. There's such a thing as being too pat. Pixar head tilt. Disney big eyes. Everybody's an orphan, conveniently enough. We're going in a very different direction, which so far, the pilot episode has been seen by a few thousand. Episode 2 has been seen by a lot more. And we'll see how we go on New Year's Day when the 3rd episode drops, 8th of January when the 4th episode drops. It's finding an audience. We'll see how big an audience it finds. But we're loving doing it. We think there's some wholesome stories to tell, which are still exciting and mysterious and all the rest of it. But we'll see. We've mapped out 2 seasons and we're making them as I speak. So yeah, all the best.